You know what you said earlier about Father seeing him demystified and vulnerable. I can hardly believe that's him in there with his life hanging in the balance. I'd convinced myself that he was invincible. He and his cold cruelty would haunt me forever.
I know how you feel. No matter how hard we tried to love him, or how hard we tried to please him, it's never good enough. Father never loved us. At the least, he showed only contempt for us. And at the most, he hated us and would deliberately set out to destroy our lives. I think at one time or another, we all wanted him dead.
Even now.
For his life to be coming to an end now, it doesn't seem possible.
Better late than never.
Yeah, I'm with Julian on that. I think Alistair Crane should have been kicked to the curb a long time ago.
You've done all of us an enormous service, Mrs. Wheeler.
Yes, thank you.
Before we...
I'm going to ride with Alistair in the ambulance to the hospital.
I'll follow in my car.
Can I go with you?
Yes, of course, you and Luis Pilar.
I'll take my wife to the cottage.
No, I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Mrs. Wheeler confessed to attempted murder. I need to keep her in custody.
Custody? But you haven't arrested her.
Yeah, and you shouldn't.
Look, I'm officially holding off on charging her with anything due to extenuating circumstances.
What, because Father's a monster and he deserved it?
Well, off the record, yes. But I can't let her go free. You have to come down to the station.
Then I'll come with.
Fine, both can ride with me.
Thank you.
I'll be right out. I have to call Fox and tell him what happened.
No, don't get it, don't get it.
No. I have to. It could be Crane business.
Yo.
Fox, it's me. I know you're upset with me, but I thought you should know that your grandfather is in grave condition after being shot here at the mansion. He's being rushed to the hospital.
Grandfather was shot? Who shot him?
Meet me at the hospital. I'll explain it all to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm on my way. Oh, boy.
Put Alistair in cubicle 1. Nurse, I want you to get me 2 units of Mr. Crane's blood from the hospital blood bank for immediate transfusion.
Yes, Dr. Russell.
Father survived the trip?
Barely. I've ordered a transfusion, but whether he lives or dies now is anyone's guess.
All this trouble to save a monster like Alistair.
Look, I know that my father doesn't deserve to live. But I want to know why he's been so cruel to us.
Because he's evil, Sheridan.
What makes him evil? What makes him hate us so much?
Listen, I got here as soon as I could. What the hell happened?
Mrs. Wheeler here is the one who shot your grandfather.
Well, thanks, but, who are you and why?
Mrs. Wheeler and her husband came back from Mexico with my daughter, Paloma. They've been like godparents to her.
Right, so what does that have to do with my grandfather?
Alistair had Paloma kidnapped in Mexico, and then he used her to lure Luis and Sheridan into the jungle, where he tried to kill them both.
The Wheelers went with us to help us find Paloma. So then Alistair decided, well, might as well just try and kill them too.
Okay, so you took aim at him to pay him back. I got it.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure that my wife should answer that in front of Chief Bennett.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. Still, though, it's too bad you couldn't have held off on shooting him. You know, we got people lined up from here to there to do that.
I was one of them.
But you didn't shoot Alistair Luis. Mrs. Wheeler did.
Yeah, well, can you blame her, Sam? You know, Alistair left her to die in a snake pit along with Sheridan.
Oh, my God.
Alistair's tried to kill all of us, and you should be going after him.
Luis is right. He murdered my Antonio. And he's responsible for Martin's disappearance.
Look, I know where you're all coming from, okay? But like I said, without any proof, I can't arrest Alistair for anything.
Come on, Sam, you know my father. He never gets directly involved with anything because he's too shrewd. He always has someone else do his dirty work, so maybe we can go after them.
Easier said than done. I mean, my only hope for not having to arrest Mrs. Wheeler is that Alistair pulls through and refuses to press charges against her for shooting him.
I tell you, I'm so amazed that you can set aside your hatred for Father and save his life when he's caused so much misery in our lives for so long.
God, it would have been so easy to just let him die. Or even finish him off myself. But I just couldn't do it. I had to uphold my oath to save human life. So now Alistair's fate is in God's hands.
The devil's hands, more likely.
Julian, you and Sheridan really should be prepared.
Well, I'm prepared. I have my top hat and tap shoes all ready so I can dance in his grave.
Well, if Alistair does die,